that is information is only as powerful as it penetrates beneath your perception. You see, information is like a seed. You can take it, you can hold it, you can look at it, you can put it on a shelf, but it won't germinate, it won't grow, it won't foster. I had, at one point, I used to, in my mind, I was like a kid, I was thinking like Jack and the Beanstalk, so I'd keep some of these beans on my shelf and pretend that it was magic, and potential magic in a jar. That seed, that little piece of perception, of knowledge, of inception, only has power if you plant it, you foster it, you nurture it. But the thing is that so many times we take the passion, or we take the seed of purpose, the seed of our perspective that is our truth, and we keep it in a jar on a shelf as a goal, as an ideology, right? And then inadvertently we plant the seeds that sabotage us, and we foster those and we nurture those. It's kind of ironic. It's an irony that is almost silver screen in its setup. Like we're going to have all of our answers in 2 hours before we leave the theater. And if life is a theater, if planting a seed is like a session, this life is like a movie, right? We don't go to life for the popcorn or the Coke. We go to see the show, to experience the passion. So information is only powerful in its inception and how we choose to plant it, how we choose to incorporate it in our life. I, as of late, have had the most immense immersion of blessings from a source that I cannot explain in a way that would make me seem completely sound. However, my sanity is complete, and my logic does limit me in my expression of some of the things that I'm learning, which is sad, because that's still myself fostering some seeds of self-sabotage, not seeing the complete possibility with growth and presenting information to those of you that might be interested. And I will overcome that prerequisite for growth. Now, when you are choosing your seeds to plant, when you're choosing what to nurture, don't always go with what you know, because some of the things that you know are still interwoven and interlaced in a quilt of confusion based on illusion. And this quilt, it's not a conspiracy. It wasn't created under conspirators trying to control you. It was self-indulgent, this quilt which we have created that has limited our access to things that are not known, the mysteries, the school of lessons that we've gone through ages and millennia. The Christ consciousness, the access to all things, seen and unseen. It starts with the recognition of not knowing and not needing to know to believe, or needing to know to conceive. I don't have to know. Like Einstein said, if I can see some type of mechanism or machine in my mind, and I can reverse engineer it to the inspiration, to the egg. And this is a possibility for sure, but it requires an expansion on perception. It requires you to ask questions. It requires you to dig deep within your reserves. the places where you hold your darkness, the places where you hold your frustrations, the places where you hold your freedom, the places where you have packed down and pressurized unseen passions that boil within you, that you sequester like a jewelry, as if you need to provide evidence for these things to evolve and to exist in your repertoire of life. As of my experience to date, I've seen that it's not just desire that defines us or designs our outcome, but it is dedication to that desire, that design. It is drive to continue to create. The knowledge that was given to us was stripped away of the things that make sense. And it was emboldened in this mindset of fear to make you forget your powerful connection to all things. And I suppose that's the first place to start this arc of healing that we will enter 2 by 2, the you and the higher version of yourself, your ultimate incarnation that sends you the synchronicities, your future self that is already advanced into a higher level of learning school, which is giving you the 1111s, the heaven on earth. When you ask for help, help was already here. When you were at your lowest point, you were not alone. When you faced those dark demons in the closet, they were already dissolved. That quote by Hanuman, "When I don't see you, I serve you, but when I see you, I am you." My spine is tingling, my heart is racing, and if I put my mic on my heart, it would be like ta-tuk, 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 ta-tuk. When I see you, I am you. There's so much power in that hidden message, in that mystery. There's a magnificence that will no longer sleep. There's no amount of conspiracy, confusion that can create distraction any longer. The door's wide open. And in this door, when you cross this threshold, you will thrive. You will begin to get downloads. You will begin to see this depiction of what darkness and light actually truly mean. It's a dance. And then you will understand that those people that cross your path, all of you are all of me. I am you. The person that you've assisted by opening the door is the same part of you and the aspect of self that you need to soothe, that you need to see. When you're like my cancer, when I was going through cancer, I was stripping away my flesh like the great serpent of the south, the snake that sheds all of its issues in one single go. That was with all of you. As I shed this second nature, as I shed my shame, as I shed all of those inhibitions here in this forum, I was with you. You were with me. We shed this together. We gave of ourselves to be here to gather information as part of this growth. And the person that pisses you off is part of you. This is the whole element of when Yeshua said, "You are all my children." But at the same time, we are all children and we are all one. There was never separation. There was never second nature. It was all about us experiencing aspects of ourself, the beautiful divine masculine that penetrates and punctures reality with imagination into the womb of the woman, the creative force, the wealth, the abundance of all creation, the inspiration, the genetic material to grow everything that you see. The mistress of matter was waiting for masculine to dive deep within her and to implant the seed of inspiration so that we could sprout into this incarnation and we could begin to grow. You see, Mother Jaguar is the liberator through chaos, but she is also the emancipator through creation. This is the dance of dark and light. It's not about wrong and right. It's about emergence. It's about submerging the seed of inspiration, of chaos, to create, to stir, to dispel stagnation, to increase this. It's an incarnation of all creation through Mama, Mama, Mama. When we lied to ourselves and we liberated Mother from the garden, we expelled ourselves as a masculine entity. We withdrew the penetration of imagination from our entire existence. And we removed ourselves into a trinity that was minus divinity. You need to have 4 pillars. You need Mother Goddess. You need her creation. Without this, she did not rest on the 7th day. She inspired and she gave birth to those beautiful entities and beings that will create in her likeness and image. The man, the male, the energy that injected itself, the chaos. In no uncertain terms, the Big Bang. How appropriate they said the Big Bang. If it couldn't get more sexual and more sensual than the Big Bang. The big inception, the big insertion of chaos into this gorgeous birthright of creation. I've had so many mysteries shown to me and opened like a book. I don't even know how to share it. I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know how to bring this to life, other than for me just to embody it and live it within my own essence, and hopefully it will trickle out and it will show in some way, and you'll be able to see it, and maybe as by example that you'll be able to gather some information for yourself to inspire these questions to come from your gut. You see, my third eye is my mind, my male. But my sacral is my beautiful birthright of creation. She was not she didn't lead man astray. She didn't fall. We didn't fall. We weren't turned out. We weren't sent away. We rode her out with a pen, because it's mightier than a sword. We etched her out of all of our effective knowledge, and we tried to man it up. We tried to use brute force to create. So we missed the beauty, and we began to tumble down that hill. We need woman. We need woman to rise. We need that mother. We need our mother now, more than we've ever needed her before, because it's that connection that will calm and soothe the chaos of the crying child inside. My heart is just racing. I've never felt so much deep connection to a source than ever before in my entire life. I've never felt such deep love come alive in me and birth inside of my belly, my gut, than ever before. I had no idea what being a man meant at all. I had no idea. You see, men, we can't give physical birth. We can't. It's true. We have a better gift in some ways because we can give spiritual birth. And then we have the beauty to protect. We are the lion. But she is She's where all atoms come from. Whether it's A-D-A-M or A-T-O-M, she is the birthplace of Adam. No woman came from a rib. We came from a womb. The chicken came way before the egg. Just like a frog, an amphibian can switch its sex in order to have pregnancy occur within itself. This beautiful mother did the same thing, and I believe that's why we're seeing such gender liberation right now, because the essence of spirit of the great mother, the great knowledge, is coming online, and it's having different effects in different aspects of matter. So don't debilitate this divergence in any way. Don't crucify people any longer. Don't inject cancer into a situation by cursing it. Don't seek karma. Don't seek to control something through manipulation and wanting your own mindset to be molesting outcomes for people. This is why I went back to work, and this is why I stopped coaching. This is why I stopped charging, because people can say whatever they want, but I see something deeper. I dwell in this house not because I have to feed myself from what I'm being fed. I go and do my diligence, and I come back and I feed, and then I share without any type of dependence on that as an outcome. So the great mother gave birth to the great father. And this was the Big Bang. And this information exchange created a fragmentation of the divine female and the male, just searching and scattering across expansive space that was not yet known. Pioneers. And each aspect of itself, of the great mother and the now the great father, colliding, inspiring, injecting, connecting, creating, expanding. And we are here. Matter has formed itself. But to cancel out the great mother, to pull away the fourth pillar, leaves us unstable. To only require a trinity for salvation is not so. We have to bring back the mother and put her in her rightful space. God the Father and God the Mother are equal. They have always been. She gave birth to the essence of the Father. So this earth, like I said, the earth doesn't worship the sun worships the earth. We are the center of all conception. The universe is a huge expanse, but it is mother-father energy continuing to collide, to create. The non-linear doesn't live off the planet, so what happens is that everything that is out in the expanse of space is occurring right now at the same time. So the messages you see, you hear, you feel, we get, we transcend, are all messages at once. 14 billion years occurred in 1/10 of a second, and bam, all things, everything. That is how you become the Alpha and the Omega, the Grand Mama. Even a wolf pack has the Grand Mama, the female Alpha. We have been robbed of this beautiful balance, and it will not happen any longer. All shamanic cultures talk about this moment and this birth. So I will post this here, and I will post this on YouTube. If this resonates with you and you wish to share it, you wish to seek deeper knowledge in this, let me know. This isn't forced. This is just breath. This is just the heartbeat. It's within you. It always has been. You've known it. You've felt it. You've felt the imbalance. You've felt the overt masculine nature tumbling down the hill fast. We know that the Great Mother is a beautiful divine essence of energy that gives birth to all things. And she does need the Great Father to do so. But we've only been seeing the Father. Even though she's been all around us, we haven't paid her attunement. We haven't given her our attention. And it shows. Look around. It shows. It weighs heavy. But she's always there. Like any good mother, she's always there waiting by the phone for you to call her. So when you can't figure out why you're going through this distraction, why you can't figure out why maybe cancer comes into your life or something like that, this is the opportunity you have to align yourself with the truth, with healing. And again, I'm not talking about the truth on what the mindset of trying to manipulate illusion. Truth has nothing to do with whether or not you're telling me the truth. Truth has to do with what is real and not living illusion. The path is present. It is not the past. Therefore, because the past is an illusion, it does not exist, it does not hold us back. It does not prevent us from expanding consciousness right now. It doesn't. We are only allowing it to. You are only allowing everything that has happened to you, whether it was molested, whether it was obsessed, whether it was you had an injury, whatever it was, you're allowing that to exist right now. Even though you may have been molested once, but now you've molested yourself 1,000 times, and I know because I did it. And I moved people out of my life because I was continuing this self-disturbing, self-destructive nature. I was valuing something that no longer exists and resurrecting it. Pretty interesting. So my sermon, my preaching is done. I just had to share. It was inside of me, and I had to let this out. And when that truth is bubbling up in you, you'll do the same. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid to share. We're ready. All of us. We're all ready. And people can punish the president all they want. But you know what? We have to have the man, the masculine, at a certain place in order so the grandmother can also balance that. We have to come to terms with reality. The illusion was alive for a long time, and now the reality is here, so we can realize the healing and where it happens. So peace, light, and love. Have a beautiful, wonderful Saturday.